So now let us start with the mutation. So what is mutation? Mutation is a sudden change. If there is a sudden change in the DNA sequence which will affect our genotype and the phenotype. So like the genetic constitution or the observable character gets affected if there is a change in the DNA which is sudden. That is called as mutation, and recombination and mutation will lead to variation in DNA. Now there are two types of mutation, that is frame shift mutation and the point mutation. So what is frame shift mutation? अगर DNA में कुछ add या कुछ निकला है segment or some addition of a segment or a loss of a segment in the DNA, that is called as frame shift mutation. And point mutation is what? In a single base pair there is a change, sudden change, that is the sudden change with the mutation. So single base pair of a DNA में कुछ change हो गया, that is called example like a sickle cell anemia, that is point mutation. And genes, where are genes located? Genes of course located on the chromosomes, and therefore mutation होगा chromosome मतलब DNA में, so it will affect the genes also and it will cause abnormalities, that is called aberrations. Now what is mutagens? So mutations को जो cause करता है, that is the agents which cause mutation are called mutagens. Like for allergy it's allergens, so for mutation it's mutagens, that is agents inducing mutations. So there are physical mutations, chemical mutations, these are the examples. Like mutations अपने DNA में कैसे होता है? By physical way, that is UV radiation, alpha, beta, gamma, X-rays, and for the chemical mutation it is mustard gas, phenol, formalin, formic, NH3, etc. That was all about the mutation. Now what is pedigree analysis? So by this pedigree analysis, this is a chart, like you can see this is the pedigree analysis we do. It's a chart it's a chart, so from that we can study the history of the family, like about the ancestors, about the genetic diseases or the inheritance or the characters which are passed to us. We can study about that through pedigree analysis. Now this pedigree analysis is done by a chart showing the family history, that is called as a family tree or the pedigree, that I have shown over here. This is the family tree or a pedigree tree. Now, in human genetics, pedigree study is utilized for the inheritance, like of a specific trait, like for a specific, like for sickle cell anemia or any genetic disorder, for hemophilia, color blindness, for specific abnormality or a disease, we can draw one pedigree charts. Now there are some symbols which we use for the pedigree analysis. So for the male, if male is healthy, so there is small, it's a blank box, a square box, and for the females, if it's healthy, so it's a circle. If the sex is unspecified, means we don't know it's male or female, like example like other sexes, so it's in a diagonal shape, like a square, diagonal square. And if it's affected, if we are saying the male is color blindness or the female have color blindness or the sex unspecified has color blindness, so it will be filled, like it will be a solid, it will be filled inside, colored inside. Mating, if we want to show mating between the male and the female, we draw a single line over here. Now if mating between relatives, so we know what are relatives, so we draw two lines. And parents above children, so we should always remember, of course if parents will mate, then only we'll get progeny, that is the children, so the parents will always be above than the children. Now parents with male child affected with disease, parents with a male child will be affected with disease. And 5 unaffected offsprings, if 5 are unaffected offspring, we can draw this symbol. Now this is all about genetic disorders. So genetic disorders can be classified into chromosomal disorders and Mendelian disorders. So what are chromosomal disorders? Chromosomal disorders, so it will affect what? Chromosome, that is Down syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome and Turner syndrome. Whereas Mendelian syndrome, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Hemophilia, sickle cell anemia, phenylketonuria, color blindness, cystic fibrosis and thalassemia. All this we'll study in detail. Now this is the Mendelian disorders and this is the chromosomal disorder. So let us study Mendelian disorder in detail. So in Mendelian disorder, so disorder will be due to the mutation in a single gene. So mutation is what? A sudden change in the DNA segment. So this will be represented by a pedigree analyzer, by the pedigree chart, to study the family history. And the Mendelian disorders can be dominant or recessive. So we need to study by the pedigree analysis. We can understand whether trait is dominant or recessive by the pedigree chart. So representation, the pedigree analysis are of two types, that is autosomal. Autosomal means autosomes. Autosome, that is the first to 22nd pair of chromosomes. So dominant trait and recessive trait. So for dominant trait we have myotonic dystrophy. Myo means muscle. So related to muscle, this disease is there. And whereas autosomal recessive trait, that is sickle cell anemia. Now this is a small chart. In this we'll study everything related to the Mendelian disorders. So the four types of mode of disease are there, that is autosomal disease and the X-linked disease. What are autosomal disease? Which affects the autosome, that is 1 to 22nd pair, whereas X-linked disease is the sex chromosome, that is the 23rd pair, X or Y. X disease, sorry. Then autosomal can be dominant and recessive, same with the X-linked, dominant or recessive. So for the dominant, we can say for the autosomal, it do not skip generation. So in the dominant, it will not skip generation, and affected parents can have. So it is not compulsory. If the parents are affected, the children will have that same disease. So affected parents can have unaffected children. So for this example, we have Huntington disease. Then recessive. In recessive, it can skip generation, and your unaffected parents, if the parents are not affected, can have affected children. So here what it was, if the parents have some disease, it is not compulsory that children will get that disease. And here, if the parents does not have any disease, so it's not compulsory that children also will not have the disease. The children can have that specified disease. So from this chart we can do the analysis. So this means female, this means male. So if the female is colored, so means it has some disease. So we can take any disease like sickle cell anemia and anything. So if female is having some disease and male is unaffected, these are the progeny. So here we can see there are 4 progeny, whereas the female is unaffected, one female is affected, one male is unaffected, and one male is affected. So here we can see if the parents are affected, it's not compulsory that all the children will be affected. Some of the children are affected, some of the children are not affected. Whereas over here, the parents are not affected. The parents are not affected. But here we can see the male and the female child is affected by that disease. Because of the ancestors, it can be because of the previous family history. So by that chart we can say that, see here we can say it's dominant because it is not skipping any generation. Here it's not skipping any generation. Whereas over here we can see that if the parents are unaffected, the children are getting that disease. So we can say it's a recessive. It's a recessive. Unaffected parents can have affected children. Now about the X-linked disease. X-linked disease can be dominant or recessive. Now here there are some important points regarding to it. Like for the dominant, in a dominant trait, the disease will never transfer from father. If the father is having that disease, the son will not get affected by it. Only all the daughters are affected by if the father is affected, the daughters will get affected. And disease never transfer to son. Example, rickets or vitamin D resistance. Whereas in X-linked disease, we can see the male are more affected. In recessive, males are more affected. And disease can transfer from mother to son and father to daughter. So here also it was written the same, that the disease will never transfer from father to son. It will transfer from father to daughter or mother to son. An example is hemophilia or color blindness. So let us study some of the diseases which was being caused by Mendelian disorders in detail. So the first is hemophilia. Now what happens in hemophilia? So hemophilia is sex-linked disease, means it will affect the 23rd pair of the chromosome, and in this the protein is involved in the blood. Okay, so what happens in hemophilia? So in this disease, the protein which is involved in blood clotting, that is affected, like the protein that is fibrinogen and the blood clotting, that is affected. So if we have by an injury, if we have a cut, so that protein will help us to do the blood clotting, and it will help to normalize the bleeding. But if the protein is only affected, then the bleeding will not stop. So it is non-stop bleeding. So the pair of allele which is controlled by this disease is capital H and small h. So capital H is a normal allele, and the small h is responsible for the hemophilia. So if any of the sex has capital H, so we can say it's a normal allele. But if it has a small h, so we can say that it has been affected by hemophilia disease. So the factor 8 and the factor 9 are affected. These are the platelets factors which are being affected in the hemophilia. Now, if the heterozygous female, so this here you can see it's heterozygous, capital X, capital H, X, small h. So if it's capital H, so it means it's a normal allele, and if it's a small h, it means it has hemophilia. Females can only be the carrier. So if the females is having, if the female is the carrier, it can pass to the sons but not to the daughters, because mother can only transmit the disease to the sons. So heterozygous female carrier for hemophilia may transmit the disease to the sons. So there is only possibility that females can be carriers and the disease can be transmitted from the females to the sons if the female is a carrier. And if there is a big possibility that females will be the carriers. Becoming hemophilic is very rare. Means the females be a hemophilia, will be disease. It's very rare, but it is most probably that the females will be the carrier, at least one carrier, whereas the father has XY as the chromosome number. So of course the X will be affected. So it is that only that father will be hemophilic, and if the father is hemophilic, so it will be transmitted to the daughters. And there is one example of Queen Victoria. That is, Queen Victoria was a carrier of this disease. Queen Victoria was a female, therefore she was the carrier of the disease. So her family pedigree shows a number of hemophilic descendants. Means the आगे का जो उनका progeny था, they have shown number of hemophilic people who were affected by this disease. So now let us study about something about sickle cell anemia. So sickle cell anemia is an autosomal disease. Why we say it's autosomal disease? Because it affects the 11th chromosome, and 11th chromosome is an autosome, and this will only be transmitted if both the parents are the carriers of that disease, like they are heterozygous. Now here we can see what is this disease can be denoted as HbA and HbS. HbA is normal, HbS is it is having sickle cell anemia. Okay, so if it's homozygous dominant is HbA and HbA. So HbA is normal. If it's heterozygous, HbA and HbS, so only one HbS, मतलब एक ही sickle cell anemia का दिखा रहा है allele. So it's a carrier sickle cell anemia trait. Whereas homozygous recessive, it's a recessive, so HbS and HbS, so it's been affected. So it has been diseased by the sickle cell anemia. Now why we say that sickle cell anemia is only affected to the recessive trait, not to the dominant trait? Over here you can see that sickle cell anemia is an autosomal disease, and it comes under the recessive under the recessive classification. Therefore the sickle cell anemia will affect the recessive traits. Now what happens in this sickle cell anemia? So this is the HbA peptide. So this is the HbA peptide. Here at the 6th position, this is the glutamic acid. So what happens? The valine takes up the position of the glutamic acid, due to which it forms HbS peptide. So you can see at the 6th position there is no glutamic acid, the valine comes and takes up the place. due to which what happens, the RBC's shape are what, biconcave. Normally it's biconcave in shape, but due to this position change, it becomes in a shape of sickle cell, elongated sickle like structure. So from biconcave disc to elongated sickle cell structure, and there is also low oxygen tension in the RBC. Now let us study thalassemia. So thalassemia is an autosomal disease. Why we say it's autosomal disease? Because it affects the autosome. Now we'll see which number it affects, and when this thalassemia will take place when both the parents are not the carrier, means when both the parents are unaffected carriers, that is heterozygous, then we can say that the progeny may have thalassemia disease. So it is due to mutation. Mutation is what? It is a sudden change, that is in frame shift mutation, deletion takes place, or the addition. So it can be due to the mutation or deletion. Okay, now what happens in thalassemia? The alpha and the beta change of the hemoglobin, there is some quantitative change in the hemoglobin, due to which thalassemia can take place. And if the hemoglobin is affected, means if there is some abnormality in the hemoglobin of an individual, that will result in anemia. And also thalassemia is different from sickle cell anemia. Why? Because thalassemia is a quantitative problem, whereas sickle cell anemia is a qualitative problem. Thalassemia में the globin numbers, means the hemoglobin number can be up and down, मतलब ज़्यादा हो सकता है, कम हो सकता है. But in sickle cell anemia, the hemoglobin, means the RBC का shape change होता है, like from biconcave to sickle, elongated sickle. तो उसमें shape change होता है, that is a qualitative change. So therefore synthesis of an incorrectly functioning globin. Now there are two types of thalassemia, that is alpha thalassemia and beta thalassemia. So in alpha thalassemia, we can say that if alpha globin chains are affected, so it's alpha thalassemia, and if beta globin chains are affected, so it's beta thalassemia. And the chromosome number, if it's alpha thalassemia, so we can say the chromosome number 16 is being affected, and if it's beta thalassemia, so we can say the chromosome number 11 is being affected. And alpha thalassemia is same, is due to the mutation or sudden change, and whereas beta thalassemia is due to some mutation of one or both the genes, whereas over here it's one or more than 4 genes. So let us study phenylketonuria, and this is an autosomal recessive trait. So why we say it's an autosomal? Because it affects the autosome number 12. And why does this happen? Because there is some mutation in the gene, and if a person, there is an enzyme, that is phenylalanine hydroxylase. What does this enzyme do? This enzyme converts the phenylalanine to tyrosine. But if an individual lack of this enzyme, then what will happen? The phenylalanine will accumulate, बढ़ जाएगा बॉडी में. उसके कारण क्या होगा? phenylalanine किस में कन्वर्ट होगा? फिनाइल पायरुविक एसिड में और उसके डेरिवेटिव्स में. ड्यू टू ये अगर समझो बॉडी में इसका ना अक्यूमुलेशन होने लगा ये एसिड का, phenylalanine का, तो अब लोग के ब्रेन पे अफेक्ट करेगा. ऑफकोर्स ब्रेन पे अफेक्ट करेगा तो इट विल लीड टू मेंटल रिटार्डेशन. एंड किडनी ये जो एसिड है, जो ये phenylalanine है, वो अच्छे से एब्जॉर्ब नहीं कर पाता. इसके लिए दिस इज ऑल्सो बीन एक्सक्रीटेड थ्रू यूरिन. So let us start with the chromosomal disorders. So भी chromosomal disorders का मतलब क्या होता है? Disorders. तो इसमें ना क्या होंगे, जो क्रोमोसोम नंबर है तो उसमें ना ज्यादा या कम क्रोमोसोम होगा, या फिर उसमें एबनॉर्मलिटी दिखा जाए तो उसे कहते हैं क्रोमोसोमल डिसऑर्डर्स. तो क्रोमोसोमल डिसऑर्डर्स दो टाइप के होते हैं, एनिप्लॉइडी एंड पॉलीप्लॉइडी. तो एनिप्लॉइडी एंड पॉलीप्लॉइडी. सो एनिप्लॉइडी में क्या होगा? गेन और लॉस ऑफ क्रोमोसोम्स ड्यू टू अगर सेग्रीगेशन ऑफ क्रोमैटिड्स नहीं होगा इन ड्यूरिंग सेल डिविजन, तो वहां पे गेन या लॉस ऑफ क्रोमोसोम होता है. सो वी हैव समथिंग 4 टाइप्स. अभी व्हाट इज नलसोमी? नलसोमी में क्या होगा? अभी देख, हमारा जो ह्यूमन बीइंग में वी आर डिप्लॉयड इन नेचर, सो हमारा 2n होता है. अगर उसमें से 2 क्रोमोसोम निकल जाए तो उसे कहते हैं नलसोमी, मीन्स 2 क्रोमोसोम, लॉस ऑफ 2 क्रोमोसोम्स. एंड इफ इट्स मोनोसोमी तो लॉस ऑफ 1 क्रोमोसोम. ट्राइसोमी एडिशन ऑफ 1 क्रोमोसोम. एंड टेट्रासोमी एडिशन ऑफ 2 क्रोमोसोम. नाउ व्हाट्स पॉलीप्लॉइडी? पॉलीप्लॉइडी में क्या होगा ना, लाइक सी इन लाइक नॉर्मली इन सेल डिविजन टेलोफेज के बाद हमारा साइटोकाइनेसिस होता है, तो उसमें क्या होगा ना, साइटोकाइनेसिस टेक प्लेस ही नहीं होगा वो सेल में, तो उसके कारण क्या होगा, एक ही सेल में बहुत सारे क्रोमोसोम्स जमा हो जाएंगे. एंड ये पॉलीप्लॉइडी वी कैन सी मोस्टली इन द प्लांट्स एंड वेरी रेयर इन ह्यूमंस. नाउ वी हैव समथिंग 3 syndromes. Now that is chromosomal disorders. So the first is the Down syndrome. What is Down syndrome? Which we say Mongolism. इसको Mongolism भी कहते हैं. तो Down syndrome में क्या होगा ना, हमारे पास एडिशनल कॉपी ऑफ क्रोमोसोम होगा, दैट इज नंबर 21, ट्राइसोमी ऑफ 21. इसका जेनेटिक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कैसे होगा, 45A. मतलब इसमें हम लोग का 44 ऑटोसोम्स होता है, बट 45A मतलब क्या हो गया कि इसमें एक एक्स्ट्रा ऑटोसोम आ गया, एंड XX. सो 47 क्रोमोसोम्स, 45, 46, 47. सो 47 क्रोमोसोम्स. फीचर्स, तो इसमें ना छोटी हाइट रहेगी, जो टंग होगा उसमें फरो होगा, माउथ पूरा अच्छे से ओपन नहीं कर पाएंगे, मेंटली रिटार्डेड होंगे, कॉन्जेनाइटल हार्ट डिजीज हो सकता है. नाउ क्लिनफेल्टर सिंड्रोम. क्लिनफेल्टर सिंड्रोम में क्या होता है ना कि ये ना सिर्फ मेल्स में होता है. तो इसमें है ना क्या होगा, मेल्स में क्या होता है, XY होता है, ठीक है. तो XY होता है ना, तो इसमें क्या लिखा है, प्रेजेंस ऑफ एडिशनल कॉपी नंबर. तो इसमें एक एक्स्ट्रा X आ जाएगा, एक्स्ट्रा आ गया. तो जेनेटिक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन देखो 44 तो ऑटोसोम्स है. सो ये हमारे इसमें अफेक्ट नहीं करता ऑटोसोम्स में. तो यहाँ पे देखा जाएगा, देखो XXY, मेल में XY होता है, बट देर इज एन एडिशनल कॉपी ऑफ X क्रोमोसोम. तो XXY, तो देर आर टोटल 47 क्रोमोसोम, 44, 45, 46, 47. सो देर आर 47 क्रोमोसोम्स. इसमें फीचर्स क्या है, सो इसमें मस्कुलाइन डेवलपमेंट तो होगा बिकॉज मेल है, बट व्हाट हैपेंस, इसमें फेमिनाइन फीचर्स आते हैं, लाइक ब्रेस्ट डेवलपमेंट. ब्रेस्ट डेवलपमेंट को हम क्या कहते हैं, गायनेकोमास्टिया. एंड स्टेराइल होंगे, मेंटली रिटार्डेड मेल्स होंगे. नाउ अबाउट टर्नर सिंड्रोम. टर्नर सिंड्रोम क्या है, अभी हमने जैसे क्लाइनफेल्टर सिंड्रोम में देखा, उसमें एडिशन ऑफ X क्रोमोसोम. अभी हमारा फीमेल क्या होता है, ये इससे फीमेल के लिए फीमेल होता है XX, बट इसमें से एक X निकल जाएगा, तो वो हो जाएगा X0. ओके. सो इट इज द एब्सेंस ऑफ वन ऑफ द X क्रोमोसोम. तो एक एब्सेंस हो गया, एक निकल गया X क्रोमोसोम, तो X0 हो गया. तो जेनेटिक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन देख सकते हैं 44 ऑटोसोम्स. अब इसमें तो अफेक्ट होगा ही नहीं, सेक्स लिंक्ड है. XO मीन्स एक X निकल गया, तो X0. तो कितना है देखो, 44, 45, ओनली 45 जगह 47 था, यहाँ पे 45 क्रोमोसोम्स. इसके फीचर्स क्या, स्टेराइल, ओवरीज आर रूडिमेंट्री. रूडिमेंट्री क्या, अगर कोई भी ऑर्गेन है वो प्रेजेंट है बट उसका कुछ फंक्शन नहीं, मतलब ओवरीज फीमेल में प्रेजेंट है, वो अगर वो इंडिविजुअल के पास टर्नर सिंड्रोम है, बोलेंगे कि दैट फीमेल इज बीन अफेक्टेड बाय टर्नर सिंड्रोम. So that ovaries are present in that female, but they are not मतलब कुछ फंक्शन नहीं करता. ओवरीज का जो फंक्शन होता है वो करता है, therefore they are called as rudimentary. And lack of secondary sexual characters, and it dwarf मतलब छोटी हाइट है, and mentally retarded.